it's sort of an interesting story from my point of view, anyway. My wife, Nancy, and I moved to Vermont in '78, and we moved to a little town called Rochester, Vermont. And we lived in a log cabin in the woods there for winter, and then we were looking to see what we were going to do longer term. And one of our neighbors came down one morning and said that the White River Credit Union was looking for a loan collector, and that I should take that job because I needed to be employed and working. And so I went down and talked, and I became the loan collector for White River Credit Union. And that evolved over time into a more full-time position, and then eventually manager. And I was there for 8 or 9 years, I think, in that position. And I then did a brief stint with what was then GE Credit Union in Burlington. And shortly after I started there, actually, the finance officer position came up at VSECU, and I took that and became CEO a couple of years later.
So what I was thinking about was, when you first joined us, it was Steve and Malcolm and I,
right.
And then you joined us, and that kind of changed the dynamic. We went from really the 3 old boys club,
right,
to you coming on. It's like, wow, this is different. Now what do we do? Because we used to have, you probably remember this, we used to have management meetings in Steve's office on State, right on State Street.
I do remember. I'll never forget that day that I interviewed with the 3 of you. When I left, Steve has this way of just, I think because he's an introvert and so pensive, you never really know what he's thinking. And I left thinking, there's no way I'm going to get hired.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, I joined the team, which is why it's fitting that Terry and I are doing this together, because we're part of the old school.
When Steve interviewed me, actually when he offered me the job, it was in the springtime and it was a very warm day, and it was very hot, and I was really nervous. So he offered me the job and I accepted. He said, okay, now really, how old are you?
Oh. Why, did you look like you didn't have gray hair then?
I have less gray hair than I do now. And I said, you can't ask that. He said, yes, I can. I just offered you the job.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Brian Gallagher, General Manager of the Vermont Mountaineers, and I also have taught Foster and Kim through the community of the Montpelier school system back in the day when they were middle school students, and I've known the Post family for many years, and know they've been supportive of Montpelier and Central Vermont, and certainly we appreciate through the Mountaineers where the Central Vermont Credit Union has been a great supporter since day one in 2003, and continued to do that, supporting us with a banner and seeing the vision that we had for having a family entertainment in Central Vermont. So I want to congratulate Steve on his retirement and thank him for all the work he's done in the Central Vermont area.
24 years as the CEO of the Vermont State Employees Credit Union. Incredible. I mean, that period of time. And I've shared almost 18 years of those with him. So I have some background with him. I think his legacy is that he is a great and visionary leader. Quiet, but visionary and great. That he built a credit union that started 24 years ago with just 19,000 members. It's got over 52,000 members today, and he built it purposely to be the least profitable major financial institution in the state, with a design to give back more to the members in lower loan rates, higher dividend rates, greater service. And when you think about the passage of time, when you think about when he took over, VSECU didn't have its own mortgage capability. It had no technology. There was no internet. You didn't have smartphones where you could deposit remotely, which you can today. But he not only did all of those changes in his time, but he really built the first statewide credit union, and to me, a credit union that is democratically governed, that is available for everyone who either works or lives in the state of Vermont. That's a fabulous legacy.
First thing that I think about when I think about Steve is his just continued passion and vision to improve the quality of life of all Vermonters by providing a banking alternative that is a credit union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative that really serves all Vermonters. And we've been working that. I've been with the credit union for 15 years. We've been working towards that all of that time. Really, the vision's always been there. And that has really, that single goal of being the credit union for all Vermonters and improving the quality of life for all Vermonters really has dictated everything we've done while I've been here.
I think I came on the board about 10 years ago, and I'm a lawyer, and lawyers always live in the past and unscrambling problems that happened yesterday. And Steve fascinated me because he was a guy that always thought about the future, and he was really adroit. And I would go to board meetings and I'd say, wonder what Steve's got for us this month or quarter or whatever. But he was always meticulously organized, planned out, had everything figured out, and he was just a pleasure to watch. And I would sort of make a note and say, wonder what he's going to do next.
So from my standpoint as Steve's just been a true leader, true visionary, I think, in holding up the cooperative principles. And that was one of the reasons I came from the banking world to the credit union world, was just so that I could better do what I believe in, and that's really focusing on the members. And Steve lives and breathes that every day. I think that he really holds true to our mission, which is to better the lives of all Vermonters. And that can be from a loan to just helping a member understand why something happened to them from a financial standpoint. So when I think of Steve, that's really what comes to mind. I think he's always been true to that, and for as long as I've known him, and I believe that that's the way he's probably always been in his entire life.
When he was at the stage of reaching for the statewide charter, a director said, well, who do we want to serve? What is your niche? And the answer to that question was everybody. We're not a credit union that's just going to serve a certain demographic of the population. We're a credit union that's here for Vermonters in all walks of life. So we're really looking at the whole middle of Vermont, and we want everyone to feel welcome here, everyone to get good service here, everyone to be able to meet their financial needs for themselves and their family. And I think this is a real strength that he's taken a broad view of service.
I think the greatest thing Steve has done, and which will live for a long time, and that is that he's developed a culture in an organization that will really stand the test of time. I think, and I think that's important for great organizations. While it's progressive and will move forward, and we might look different tomorrow, I think what Steve has instilled in everybody is this sense of why are we here? That we should feel good about the things that we do. I think that's his legacy, and not everybody can say that.
I'm John Sayles from the Vermont Foodbank. Steve has had a long and very wonderful relationship with the food bank and with VSECU. He was on the board of the food bank. He's still on the finance committee of the food bank. And he's just been such a strong supporter of our mission and understanding that the customers of VSECU, a lot of them are the same customers that the food bank's serving, and how important it is for VSECU and the whole state that we have a strong and vibrant populace to power our strong and vibrant economy. And Steve has always been there whenever we needed anything, and has always been an advocate for the food bank and an advocate for the community.
I'm just trying to think, what are some changes over the 20, and you've been there for what,
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah.
He had a mustache, he didn't have a mustache. He had a mustache, he didn't have a mustache.
Steve, best of luck to you. I know there won't be any leisure, and I look forward with excitement to see what it will be.
Steve, it's been such an extraordinary learning opportunity to serve with you in my capacity as a director, and to observe how you work, how you think, and you truly have been a wonderful leader, a friend, and a colleague. I'm truly grateful for everything you've done for the credit union, its members, its staff, and the directors. So I want to congratulate you. You've done a fabulous job as the CEO, and I wish you the best in the future.
Steve, I wish you well. You really deserve it, although I didn't come dressed in Bermuda shorts or a Hawaiian shirt because I'm not trying to identify with what I expect to see at least of you sometime next year. But I figure when the travel is over and it's gotten a little boring and you've played enough rounds of golf in a year that you can really say, okay, I got my outing this year, that you'll not be ready for retirement. That it's not going to be your future to just fade off into the future and play another round of golf or take another trip. I expect somewhere down the road that you're going to take your energy, your skills, and your intelligence and your vision, and you're going to apply it to someone. And whatever company that is or whatever idea it is, it's going to benefit from Steve Post.
So Steve, in your retirement, I know you're probably going to be having a long list of things to do, honey-do list, but if you have any interest in being involved in the Vermont Mountaineers, we would love to have you involved in our organization and help us out, continue to help us out for many years to come. So congratulations on your retirement, and let us know if you get bored and you want to come down and do some baseball games and help us out at the field.
Steve, congratulations. Thank you for everything you've done for Vermont, and I look forward to continuing to see you around Montpelier.
So Steve, as the newest member of the management team, I just wanted to first congratulate you for such a successful career and the impact that you've had not only on our credit union but on the industry itself. It'll be sorely missed. From a personal perspective, I wanted to let you know how much I appreciated the opportunity to work with you and mostly learn from you. You don't always find that in leaders, and certainly you've been one of the most impactful people that I've had the opportunity to work for and work with. So upon your retirement, I want to congratulate you and say thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Steve, on behalf of Lisa and I can't thank you enough for the time that you've spent with both of us. And I wish you all the health and best wishes in your hopefully long and prosperous retirement.
Right, Steve? Time flies when you're having fun. Wish you the best of luck in whatever you decide to do. As you know, the thing that I'm probably going to miss the most is you and I share a common sense of humor. And I'm not going to characterize that sense of humor to protect both of us. But I will miss that, and I want to thank you for creating an organization and an atmosphere and a philosophy that I can be proud of coming to work every day. As you know, it's an important part of what I do and who I am. I need to like where I work and feel like I'm making a difference. You've been able to provide really a framework for that, and so thank you. Again, good luck, and we'll see you around.
Steve, I think it's very appropriate that both Terry and I are here together to wish you well, seeing how the two of us have worked with you the longest, longer than anybody else on the management team. 20 plus years working together is a long time, and to have survived and still be here together. I personally want to wish you well, wish you and your family well, and the best years of your life are ahead of you. Best of luck.
Steve, thank you for taking a chance on me, quite frankly. I realize now how much I've learned and grown underneath you, and how much as an organization we have grown, and we're all appreciative of that and your guidance over the many years, and congratulations and good luck, and I'm sure you won't be a stranger.
Don't be a stranger.